Welcome to this week's edition of the Casual Shooters Podcast. This week you have me and you have Leo.
Hello.
This week we have not one but two guests once again. And these two guests have been tearing it up for the last few years. They have 39 national titles between them, a world record, and one of them is even a black belt in karate. I don't think your gun's going to help you. They've been breaking hearts and crushing souls for a couple of years, as if we needed any more reason to quit the sport. I think at this point I'm just going to stick to podcasting. And with that, let's go ahead and bring them in.
Hello.
Ladies, hello. It's Jalise and Justine Williams. So why don't you guys take a second, introduce yourself real quick.
Go ahead.
All right. My name is Justine Williams. I'm 17 years old. I've been competing competitively now for about 7.5 years with my sister Jalise. Currently, I have 22 national titles, 3 world records, 2 GM cards in USPSA, 1 GM card in Steel Challenge, a black belt in karate, and an avid hunter and fisher. So kind of do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. I'm Jalise Williams. I'm 18 years old. I've been shooting competitively for 7.5 years. I have 17 national titles and 9 national records. Like she said, avid hunter and fisher, grew up with the sport and living life. And I'm going to school for welding.
Wow. You guys, 1, ever take a breath, and 2, sit down.
Yeah, right? I don't think we've taken a breath in the past 7.5 years.
Yeah.
It's always been go, go, go.
Yeah.
Holy cow. That's a lot of go. Wow.
Yeah, we have 0 national titles between us, so we're
0 world records.
Yeah.
I own a black belt, but that's because it's black. Yeah.
Mine's for work, so yeah. So just the 1 black belt.
Yeah, so we're actually
No other-
both black belts in karate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I became a black belt when I was 9 and she was 10. It's in karate. Yeah. Starting
So
with 4.
Are you guys still actively practicing?
We took about a 7-year break. So we were really involved with it. And when we started we got our black belts and then we got into shooting and then we took a break, a 7-year break. And now we're just getting back into it. And we're doing the more jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai kickboxing now.
Wow. So you're going to add 2 more black belts. That's what I'm hearing.
Maybe one day, like but
Probably a few black eyes when boys start showing up at the house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So, ladies, I don't know if you've ever heard our podcast, but we like to do the get to know our guests. So we have 5 questions we have to ask, and we're going to start. We'll keep it alphabetical for the first 5. How about that? So Jalise will be first, then Justine, and then after that, whoever answers, it's all good.
okay. All right.
Favorite movie?
I don't have one.
Just pick one.
I don't know. Divergent, I guess.
Okay.
All right.
I read the book series, so.
I had a
Okay.
feeling. See,
The movies were
already
really
they're doing better than the military who didn't read any books. at
Yeah.
all.
You mean you could just leave it at every guy,
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
pretty much.
it's pretty fair.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
Justin.
my favorite movie is 5 Feet Apart, and I also read the book, and that by far is my favorite book and movie of all time.
5 Feet Apart. I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, so just a brief, it's about 2 teenagers who have cystic fibrosis, and they basically like go on a journey together and they fall in love, but they can't like go within 5-6 feet because they can't get each other's germs.
Right.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it sounds weird, but it's really good, I promise.
Well, we're both paramedics, so we get it.
Awesome.
All right. Favorite book?
My favorite book would be The Mortal Instruments. It's actually a series, but I don't know what book in that series is my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 Feet Apart, definitely. For a while, there was actually Killing Jesus by Bill O'Reilly. But after I read 5 Feet Apart, I was like, okay, this tops it. But yeah, That's a little.
You're a teenager and you read Bill O'Reilly. That's
I was about to say. I was
So
like,
I actually read
what?
Killing Jesus when I was 13, and I read it in 2 days, and I loved it so much. I don't know why. He did such a good job on it. And, like, I
yeah,
loved
you guys are way ahead of the guys. I'm here to tell you.
it.
Way ahead of the guys.
This is making me feel bad about myself, and it was already bad enough for the shooting. It's okay. I'm married. I always feel bad about myself.
I'm just gonna hand him the keys of the podcast. Here's yours. All right. So our third, or the other co-host, this is his special question, which is your favorite superhero.
Oh, that's such a good one.
Stumped them.
I'm more into superheroes. Currently, it's the Flash. Mostly because I feel like I relate to him in some way because I like going fast. I actually have socks of his, but yeah, that or definitely probably Wonder Woman is between the two.
Okay. She's pretty quick too.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I lean towards the Black Widow because she's human but can keep up with the Avengers.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I
Also,
had
I
down.
relate to her because like shooting and you know.
Leo
like-
can confirm. I had 3A,
3A,
no Black Widow Han, just in case neither one of you chose it, because that's about how you guys are. You get on the you get in the match and you just kill people.
Yeah, we just went and watched Black Widow in the movies,
Yeah.
and like it was so
So
good.
good. Like
And like we related so much to like the Black Widow, and then like I was her sister, just like the sarcasm and everything was just
and
like,
like
on
the
point.
sister level, like so good.
Is that Scarlet?
Scarlett Johansson for the main character, correct?
Okay. Yeah, she does a good Scarlet. She did a very good. What was that movie where she played the? She got the drug in her and.
Are you going to say
became-
Lucy? Because we're going to stop
Yeah,
being
Lucy.
friends.
There you go. Lucy.
Okay. I will see you guys later. Dave and I have to have a talk.
I
That's
take it as
terrible.
like
What
the
a
movie.
bad choice. I
That's
like
funny.
her. Anyway, back to the interview.
That's another topic. All right.
Yeah.
So for you guys, favorite gun and caliber.
My favorite gun is my Colt Gold Cup, and it is in 9mm.
Yeah, my favorite gun right now, it switches from time to time, but currently it's my Colt PCC. It's also a 9mm. It's just, I love shooting it. It's so easy, effortless.
Yeah. I'll come
So
back
we've
to
seen.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a note later on about that.
Great.
So what has been? You guys have shot several different divisions within the USPSA. What is
Yeah.
your favorite division you've shot so far?
Honestly, I bounce between single stack and limited, but I always go back to single stack. I mean, single stack's, just kind of my home, my happy place.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely right now, it goes back and forth between open and PCC, just like because you can push the speed. But right now, it's definitely PCC. Definitely.
Okay.
It's always more fun when you can do better at it. So
Yeah, absolutely. So
I wouldn't know.
All right. Here's our first show and tell. I gotta share something real quick. I need a confirmation or denial. I hear that you guys are going to be moving to Revolver. Confirm or deny?
So actually, I shot Revolver at Nationals one year, and I won the ladies, but unfortunately it was enough to give a title. But definitely wouldn't be shooting Revolver with a 44.
Oh, come on.
But I mean, I'm
Come
deer hunting with
on.
it, so I guess you could count that, But
You don't want to
The deer
draw with a
died, that's a
16-inch
win.
barrel?
I know, right? My dad's like, "How are you even gonna carry this?" I was like, "I was just gonna hold it." He's like, "You should do it from the hip and just John Wayne it or something." I was like, "Definitely not."
That's hysterical. I saw that. I was like, holy cow. So you guys
Yeah.
must have taken that when you were at the Colt factory?
No, we actually went up about 30 minutes to Canaraville. It's like by Cedar City. They're beautiful mountains up there.
Okay.
Mhm.
So how long have you two been shooting guns, hunting in general?
Since we were 3 and 4, our dad, he didn't own a 22 at the time when we were little, and he wanted us, of course, to learn to hunt and shoot because that's how he grew up. So he took his 357 Marlin, cut the butt stock off, and put a little cheap scope on it, and that's what we learned on at ages 3 and 4.
Wow. So what was your mom
That's
thinking
cool,
at this
Dad.
time?
My mom was all for it.
Yeah, definitely.
She definitely didn't want girly girls. She wanted girls that could handle themselves in life, and that was obviously hunting and fishing, and be able to do what sort of say men
Karate.
could do. So we just I was always doing some sort of sport,
Outdoor activity,
hunting, fishing, karate,
swimming.
Yeah, we tried dance, didn't work.
Didn't work.
Yeah, we tried to go
Me either. Didn't work for me either.
We did gymnastics, and Mom said sometimes she'd drag us out of there crying. Like, we weren't big fans of that. But
Okay.
Man, if I had daughters, that would be like, yep, I'm in.
Yeah.
I won't tell you that Leo's a baker.
You don't get a body like this without having some kind of baking.
Fun. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say I'm the best at cake baking. I tried to do a Frankenstein cake once, and it just turned out to be a glob. So I'm not the best.
So
at baking.
it's still accurate. It's like Frankenstein.
That's also true.
Yeah. It's fine. Probably had your oven set wrong, but it's okay.
Probably. I probably melted half the plastic or something. I don't even know.
So have both of you been shooting for 7.5 years competitively? Did you both get into competing at the same time?
Yeah. So everything that we do, we got in at the same time. We're very close in age. We're 16 months apart. So growing up, we did everything together. We started whatever we did, we started at the same time. So when we started shooting, first picked up guns, we started at 3 and 4, same time. Karate, gymnastics. Shooting.
A lot of people are they call her the late boomer, let's say, because I'm always doing everything 1 year earlier than her, and she's like, oh, a late boomer. And I'm like, no, we started at the same time. It's just the way the age thing kind of worked out. But.
So, Jalise, did you just move away to go to school?
In January, yes. January 1st, I moved to Alaska to go to welding school.
So how was that? I mean, that's a pretty big move.
It was a really big move, a very, very big change. When I moved, I was 17, and I was a scared kid, but it was great. It was a great experience. I have 1 semester left of that. I'm deciding whether or not to go this fall or spring to finish it, but I mean, it's great being out on your own, and I had really good friends up there that helped me. And what really was hard was balancing school and work and shooting. So I took a little break off of shooting while I was up there, and when I came back for summer break, I just started hitting it really hard and going to the gym a lot and working with Justine and our coach just a lot, trying to make up what I lost up there, and hopefully I can gain enough that I don't have to lose a lot again, because the winters are just brutal up there.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know if they teach geography in welding school, but it's cold in Alaska.
It's really cold. Well,
she doesn't even like the cold.
Oh,
she hates it.
Cold.
Out of the 4 of us in our family, she honestly hates the cold more than anyone.
Yeah, I hate being uncomfortable and cold.
And you chose Alaska.
I know, right? It was so weird, but Alaska just felt right. I've been traveling, of course, a lot with shooting, and I've been looking, places that I'd want to settle, and I just loved Alaska. I really, really do. I just feels like my place, and I'm a really big outdoor person, and if you love the outdoors,
you can't beat Alaska.
There's a lot of outdoors in Alaska.
Yeah.
Most of Alaska is outside.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just wish the winters weren't as cold, but the summers are beautiful.
Yeah, for
There you
sure. Now, you guys seem to be. You remind me of twins. You seem to be inseparable. So how was the separation in that regard? That had to be a little.
Who cried
difficult.
more?
So no crying. I don't cry.
My bad.
She lied.
But,
Like 2 weeks after I left, like she called me like bawling in her truck. She's like, I can't believe you left me.
I don't know. But like at first it was difficult. Just because like I practiced with her. I did cry. I did everything. I woke up. I was with her. I went to bed in our separate rooms. But as time, like I'd say after like month 1, like it was like, okay, like I just text mom, okay, I'm going here. Like it was really nothing. And when she came back, it was weird because like I'd have to like tote her around everywhere in my truck. Like I was like, geez, like let's go, like, come on. But
The tide has changed.
yeah,
Now the younger has to drive the older around.
yeah, it was fast too because our friend that she lived with came down and then she's like, yeah, I'm taking her up there. And I'm like, oh, so it was literally like 2 days.
Yeah.
Like it was no gradual.
Yeah, because we visited the summer before, and she's like, you know what, you should come up here and go to welding school. I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna wait until after World Shoot, and go. And the World Shoot, of course, got canceled. Moved back a year, and she visited us, and she's like, you know what, let's take you up now. You know, just bust out the first semester. And the next day, I was on a flight out to Alaska.
Wow.
That's
Goodness.
intense.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I mean, we did good. You know, we talked all the time and communicated, make sure we were.
She called me like once a week.
She like every day.
She was in school, young lady. She was
know,
busy.
She would call me
I
while I
was
was
call
in
her. I was
school.
like, yo, like asking her about like matches and stuff, and then she'd be like, can't talk right now, bye. And I'm like, and then like she would call me and it was like 10 o'clock, and I go to bed at like 8 and like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm really in bed, like go away. Like
I was busy MIG welding. Excuse me.
Oh goodness. So I know you guys have shot USPSA. How many different types of matches have you shot?
I think we've shot a lot. We've shot USPSA, USSL, IPSC, multi-gun, 2-gun, Steel Challenge. I think we've shot we shot basically everything except for Bianchi.
I was planning on shooting Bianchi this year, but it conflicted with another match.
Yeah, we haven't shot Bianchi or IDPA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Those
you've never shot IDPA, huh?
Never. We were supposed to do it this year. Like this year was the year we were going to go back to 3-gun. We were going to try Bianchi, IPSC, Steel Challenge. We were going to do everything this year. And then Worlds got moved to this year from COVID. It got just moved again to next year. So now we're kind of like, you know what?
All our schedules just got pushed
We're
back.
just
You know, our
gonna-
5-year plans all screwed up.
Yeah, but we really tried to do as much as we can. It's hard, especially since our main focus is USPSA and IPSC. It's hard to try everything. I shot Steel Challenge this year, where I got my world records from. That was fun. It was definitely different. I went into it thinking like, I got this, and then like same stage over and over again. I shot limited production and carry optics, and by the end of it, I was like, Dad, I can't do this anymore. Like, let's go home. Like,
Wow.
it's difficult.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
It's just totally different, yeah. And it's hard to stay on top with, like single stack and limited and the divisions we shoot in USPSA while going and exploring other different kinds of shooting sports.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm wondering
this is
how
why
they
it's good to
said.
be mediocre. Yeah, we don't have that problem. We're just like, we'll be at one thing. Yeah.
I mean, you have what you need for IDPA. You've got the fishing vest, so you're good.
Right. Dad, can I borrow your fishing vest?
And I've shot IDPA. It is fun. It's interesting because they have some very interesting, stage designs, which is pretty neat. So that part of it's fun. I don't necessarily always like some of the rules, but it's still fun. It's shooting.
Yeah.
It's shooting.
Yeah, we don't have IUPA like near us, so
Yeah, and like everywhere locally, like we used to do 3-gun, but we do USPSA and we do like some steel challenge here now. And so like no one really around here does IGPA. So it's like, and Bianchi and stuff. So it's like difficult to like explore because it's like, that's illegal. Oh, I didn't know that. So what else is illegal?
Right. All right. So I wanted to review a few matches that we've had. Or I say you've had. I want to start with Two Gun National. So I want to start from the most recent one you've had and go back to nationals of last year, the Carry Optic. So Factory Gun Nationals. Two Gun Nationals. So Justine, as usual, you won that. Now, how did you feel that went?
So personally, I was happy for the win, obviously. I went into that match very confident, expecting to do. I've had some people even say they were expecting me top 5, which I felt like I could do. Went to the match and realized that it was the most difficult match I've ever seen in my life. It was very
That's
difficult.
saying something.
Yeah, it was shocking. Like, there were clays at like 40 yards shooting with the PCC, like offhanded. Very difficult, but taking 14th, obviously, first year, really getting the groove. Also Two Gun, like 2 on paper. I was taking it 2 on paper. I was kind of at that match being like, okay, if I don't have a penalty on this stage, like I'm fine. Like I'm pretty sure I had like 40 seconds penalties more than I should have, which if you think about it, was a lot of time, which would have put me a lot higher. But definitely a great match. We'll definitely practice more difficult stuff for next year. Definitely know that now. But I mean, like I'm at the point now where like if I'm struggling, everyone's struggling, and so you just kind of struggle together, you know, like struggle together.
Live in the struggle.
Team struggle.
By the way, you're basically a grown up now. Living the struggle is every day of being an adult.
No.
Now you know how Leo and I feel at every major match. It's a struggle.
That is true. At every local match,
Especially low ports.
Yeah,
They're the worst struggle ever.
Yeah, lower back. That's harsh.
Jalise, I'm going to let you just tell me how your match went.
So, I mean, Two Gun wasn't really my thing, but I really wanted to do it. I was really excited, you know, to get on the PCC and shoot with my limited gun. The match was really hard. You know, we were all struggling, of course, together. But, you know, I started to take myself out of hole and, you know, start, you know, cruising, finding my groove. And then third to last stage, I was making ready my gun and it malfunctioned and it went off prematurely. So it was a DQ.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
We always told her, go big or go home.
Yeah, this is my first DQ ever, like just first DQ ever, and everybody was telling me like it's coming. I'm like, I know it's coming. I just don't want it to happen at national, and it happened at national. I was just devastated. Just it was so much because I really wanted to win with my sister. Like that would have been like so huge, you know, the inaugural match, and would have been really great. And then
it's fine. I'll just carry the team.
Yeah, I'm never gonna live that down.
Were you guys shooting this similar guns?
No, I was shooting.
Our PCCs are set up basically identical. The only thing different is the stock length and the triggers. Mm-hmm. The triggers are flat and curved.
Yeah.
And then our handguns, obviously, it's open gun,
completely different
limited gun.
Yeah. And I had my limited gun for a lot of years, and I didn't shoot it a lot. I just shot it, you know, on and off for a couple of years, and it was my fault for not, you know, going through the gun. It's always been my most reliable gun, and I should have gone through the gun prior to the match and made sure that all the, you know, insides and mechanicals were working, and I didn't. And I learned from that match that should really, you know, just make sure to double check everything. I mean, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Compared to if you don't and, you know, lose a national title because of it.
All right. So 3 questions. One, I take it now. Well, first off, do you see yourself shooting it if they have it next year?
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah, I
so
gotta redeem myself.
so I take it now you guys know how you're going to train for it next year and be ready.
Yeah, so for sure, definitely not practice in the smaller bays we have. Definitely rent out the bigger bays for the longer shots. Definitely practice more gun transitions because we haven't shot 3-gun in a while, and the gun transition was a little sketchy. Like, oh, okay, this one, okay, safety, but definitely. I mean, I'm pretty sure we had like a week or maybe 2 weeks to train for that one.
Yeah.
Because we got off straight from a match.
Low cap nationals.
Yeah, and then went straight into 2-gun. So
Right.
definitely, hopefully, depending on how the matches line up, more prep for that one. But I mean, I'd say I feel like we did pretty good scooting along.
Yeah. Just rolling with what was given to us and how I prepared.
I feel like the format and then the difficulty caught a lot of people off guard.
It did. I mean, there was one shooter in the entire match that shot clean.
And he didn't even win. Like, he took second, which says a lot. Because it's like, yes, you could have slowed down and shot clean. Yes, if I would have gotten less penalties, I would have placed higher. But it's
But you like to go fast.
Yeah, I like going fast. That's for sure. And I'll tell you,
that match.
I think the biggest thing for me for that match was mentally the stages wise, because with the PCC and the pistol, I'm used to shooting both classics and USPSA targets. So when I'm looking through a stage and shooting it, I'm like, not that one, not that one, that one. Like, it was mentally exhausting, and I don't know how people shot it all in one day. Like, that is insane.
Wow. Okay. What did you guys think of CMP?
Definitely,
That
like,
range is
that
nice,
range
yeah.
is amazing. Well, first time we went to CMP, we took a picture of the clubhouse, sent it to the president of our range. It was like, this is what we need. And he's like, haha, he can wish. And
Get
so
on it,
we're
sir.
like, well, we tried.
That range is really nice.
Lots of stuff to do there, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean shooting wise?
Guns, shotgun, long range, steel challenge, USPSA, 3-gun, like, you name it, they probably have it.
Wow. Now, how did you guys like it in comparison to Frostproof?
Honestly, I really like Frostproof.
It's
our home away from home.
It's like a 10% opinion right here. Most people don't like Frostproof.
Right.
Yeah. But we like Frostproof. I mean, we know the town and everything. Really nice. And
Yeah, we found a good Airbnb there, and then they moved it. We're like, no. But like, Frostproof is a good range. The only thing I personally would change is the way the bays are facing. Like,
Yeah.
the sun with the dots is really difficult. I didn't find that
Yup.
that difficult at CMP, which was really nice.
shoot irons.
No. I'm blind. But, ew, irons. I literally shot irons at L10 Nationals, and like, I was like, what is this thing?
Like,
Yeah,
this is
so many
gross.
questions.
What
Yeah,
are you,
this
a
is
peasant?
gross. Gross.
When we interviewed Gianni, he
I was
had
about to
nothing good to say.
We had to
I like
apologize to the state of
Frostproof also.
Florida after we
Oh, yeah.
interviewed you.
Oh,
We're like,
Gianni
Florida,
hates
we're really
Florida.
sorry. He doesn't
Oh,
like.
yeah.
He doesn't like it.
He hates Florida.
I
Yeah.
like
Every
He
time
does.
I go to Florida, he texts me. He's like, "This sucks," and I'm like, "Suck it up, Buttercup." Like,
Yeah, he
okay.
was not a fan.
No.
Like, we literally were like, Florida, we're really sorry. This is not our opinion, but no one wants to go see you anymore. We're really sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gianni has spoken.
He said if he ever goes to Florida, it's too soon.
It's
Yeah.
Does not like that state.
It is. At first, we hated
First
it,
I hated it,
but then we
we
got to
grew
like the town. We got the Airbnb.
Yeah.
We know the people at the range. Like,
you grow used
you
to
know,
it.
just- I mean, there's pros and cons to both ranges.
I don't
Gianni
think
has-
they're ever going to let us interview them for Frostproof. They're going to be like, no.
They're
don't
probably
think
going to
so.
ban us from ever shooting there.
Probably.
It's fine.
Ban Gianni, no more.
Thanks a lot, bud.
All right, so now we're going to back up to low cap nationals.
Okay.
Jalise, you were second in single stack by 8
Yeah.
points.
Yeah, was it 8 or 3? I don't remember.
He probably looked it up.
Yeah, it was right there.
It's Dave.
Yeah.
He definitely looked it up.
He looked it up.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't kid
But
yourself.
like that much. This is so
Let's just think about this for a second. That's
And we're
I know, right? I hate it when I get that close because I've been that close and actually closer before, and when you're that close, it's just you keep running it through your head. Like if I would have done this, like one extra step or 2 extra outfits.
You got to be on the opposite side of that. I've won before by that much, and you're like, well, if I took an extra shot there, or I tripped there, or I missed a reload there.
Yeah,
like,
but you still won. It's when you lose by that much, you just drive yourself crazy over it.
I can only
that's why it's
imagine.
nice not to win things because you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
Being at the bottom is really comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, there's only places to go up by there. I mean,
yeah, that match, it definitely was an eye opener. I'm like, okay, you know what? It's time. You know, I took my time in Alaska, and now it's time to just, you know, buckle down and work that much harder because I had 3 weeks on the gun then I shot low cap, and I'm like, you know what? I should have not done that. So, I mean, this year has been a huge learning experience for me, you know, balancing, you know, school, work, life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, your life has definitely taken a turn.
Yeah.
So it gets in the way.
Next year I'll find like a really good balance.
Okay.
And you're still doing better than we are.
Yeah. Thanks, Leo.
I'm just saying.
Now, were you shooting minor at Low Cap Nationals single stage?
I did. I looked at the stages beforehand, and it seemed like it was almost the same setup as last year, where it's almost an equal between major and minor. And if it's about equal, I rather shoot minor. And I'm happy I shot minor. You know, I shoot minor really good. I'm one with the gun. I don't shoot major unless it's at nationals or single stack only match. And even then, you gotta look at the stages beforehand because most of the stage designers now, they shoot, you know, production, limited and open and stuff, and they carry that into minor stage design. So it's a lot more faster, bigger target arrays. So you just got to look at the matches and decide. So if it's not a nationals or a single stack only match, I always shoot minor.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people ask why, like, how do you know it's about the same? Last year, I shot major single stack, and she shot minor single stack, and at the time, like, we were about equal on our guns, and we were 30 points apart. It was close.
Well, she won the first match in major by 30 points, and then we both shot minor on this major on the second match, and I won. So we'd like to keep it equal.
Well, it's interesting that you're able to compare like that. You know, one shoots major, one shoots minor, and then compare and see where you fall.
That's what everyone was super excited about. And then it was funny. We were getting texts from like our friends from the range, and they're like, "I can't tell who's who. Like, it's Jay Williams, Lady Junior. Like, unless you know the scores, like you can't tell." And we're like, "Well, look at major, minor. That's how you see."
Yeah.
Yeah. In practice score, it doesn't say JA or JU. It just says J.
It used to be Justine W or Jalise W, so it's easy, but then they switched it. Which I don't know why. It's confusing. Jalise.
To put more on the screen. They tried to make it more efficient.
Now, Justine, at Low Cap Nationals, there was nobody close to you.
Yeah, so I was gonna shoot production, and then I already have a national title in production. So my dad was like, "Hey, why don't you just shoot limited 10, get a national title on that?" And I was like, "Okay." So actually, I was gonna shoot my single stack, and then 2 days before we left, Jalise is like, "Shoot my limited 40 gun." So I'm like, "Okay, let's shoot a limited 40 gun." And so I actually had 2 days on that gun. Which was nice though, because the magwell was big. It was like my open gun. So
I have a 6-inch 40.
Yeah,
too.
And so like it really
nice.
didn't recoil much. My biggest problem was I was looking for a dot, and it was not there. It was not there. So I think I ended up with like 9 mics or something. And like I was like telling Mom, like, this is embarrassing. She's like, "You're fine. Like literally keep going fast. Do what you're doing." Because at that point, like I tried slowing down and I was getting mics. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go fast. I'll get the same amount of mics anyway. Might as well look cool while doing it. There's TV cameras there, you know, like look cool. But that's kind of how that turned out. But I was pretty proud of that. Right
I'm going to
now,
go fast, have a bunch of mics, and crush everybody anyway.
I mean, go fast, don't suck. I mean, that's
Exactly.
We just talked to him.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it was like 280 points. It's like, holy cow.
Yeah, I was first day. I was like, I'm gonna lose, and then I looked at the scores, and I'm like, I am not gonna lose. Keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, it was pretty funny because a lady actually messaged me, and she's like, "It's funny that you switched to this and thinking no one was gonna shoot it. Now we're all shooting." I was like, I figured, like that's fine. Like I don't care. I'll shoot whatever.
Shooting is shooting, and it's fun.
It's all good.
Truth.
The
Yeah.
only thing is hard is going from a PCC to a pistol, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like,
Where do
what
I
is-
put my other hand? I don't know.
Yeah,
It won't fit.
where to go?
All right, Area 7.
Area 7.
And
Fun. That was a fun match.
Yeah,
Was
that
it?
was definitely a fun match.
It was our first time in New Hampshire.
Yeah, first time. We don't really shoot a lot of East Coast matches just because like there's so many on the West Coast. We haven't really ventured out. So first time shooting Area 7. I liked the range. It was a little echoey because we don't have trees where we're at, but it's kind of echoey. Stages were super fun. Like,
Oh, so many
They were-
fun stages.
they were a
Really
lot of fun.
ripped it.
Yeah, I was kind of mad though. I had one mic, and when I have to tell people this, I had one mic the whole weekend. So we shot Colorado, Bighorn, and then we turned around and shot Area 7. I had
Okay.
one mic the whole weekend, and that mic was on a 5-yard open target, and it was in between. And I was literally like, I cannot miss that. Like that's got to be a double. He doubled it, and he overlaid it. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely not a double. I actually missed that target. That is so sad. Oh my goodness. Like I was so mad, but it was definitely a great match. First area win for me. Definitely that was my goal going in there. I wanted to win it all. And
that's your first area win?
yeah, overall.
Okay.
I've had lady wins, junior wins, but I've never had an overall. So that was it.
Okay.
Wow, very good.
Yeah.
And the closest lady was 100 points behind you. That was Lena.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, she's no slouch.
Nope, she's
For
definitely
sure.
not slouch. I
No.
definitely respect Lena so much. I was thinking about this today. I have a signature from her 7 years ago. My parents got it from her family at SHOT Show. And I was looking at it today, and I'm like, I literally have been looking up to this girl for how long? And I'm like, she's my competitor. Like, this is amazing. Like, she's super nice. She definitely works hard. Definitely one of the harder working women out there. So definitely blessed to be able to compete against someone like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. We interviewed Julie Golub. I don't know if you guys listened to that, but she mentioned you guys.
Oh, really? I didn't listen to that one.
Yeah, she mentioned you guys. She said her and I think Rob Latham are the only ones who have national championships in every division. She said, but I don't know how that's going to last with the Williams sisters.
That is a quote.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, currently I think she has 7 out of 8 just because when PCC came out, Lena
Yeah.
immediately throned everyone, like just killed everyone on it. So that's definitely a goal of mine to win everything. I currently
Okay.
have 5 out of the 8, hopefully 6 out of the 8 by the end of this year. And then next year, finish it out, hopefully. The hard is Revolver right now because no one shoots it anymore. So the year I won it, there was only 2 of us. The I-Corps national champion shot it. She was great. I think I won that one by, I don't know, quite a bit. But there was enough to get everything. So got to figure out, we like get a bunch of ladies together. Hey, let's shoot this together, you know? Like, let's do it. But I don't know. If that's but yeah.
So Jalise, how did your Area 7 go?
It went really good. I was competing against James McGinty for the overall single stack division, and he shot the entire match the day before me. So I was just, looking at scores, keeping track, and I was, I'd win by a little bit, and then he'd win by a little bit. So it was a lot of back and forth work the entire match, and then I had a bomb stage, and I lost by 30 points.
I don't know that he shot minor.
Yeah,
And
we
he
both
was-
shot minor, and
he
we
was-
were both going super fast, and he's really accurate. So I got him a little bit on speed, but his accuracy is just top accuracy. It's so impressive how accurate he is, and that's where he got me, was on his accuracy.
Okay. That must
So,
be
yeah,
fun having that
in there.
back and forth.
Actually, even though I lost, I was really happy with my performance. I think I did pretty good.
It's nice going back and forth like that.
Yeah.
But it's stressful.
Yeah.
Stressful as heck. Like, you're like, good stage. And then, like, my parents are like, they're completely honest with us, like, because they know what our capability is, and if we're not doing it, they'll tell us. They'll literally just thumbs up, like, and then like that. And so, like, we know. Like, you do what you're doing. You're right there with him. And then that stage,
No pizza for you tonight.
Just go all out after this. So I went all out, and we actually did the math. If I would have done that stage, my normal, really good self, I still would have lost, just not by as much. But I was happy with my performance. I was, pushing. I was going really hard, and I felt like I'm back into it. I'm back to the level I need to be.
Yeah, it was pretty close. It looked like it was very, very competitive.
I love racing like that. I mean, it's like she said, it's really stressful, but I mean, that's the heart of the game, to race towards it.
Right. Now, you guys we just talked about Frostproof. I've shot there a couple of times. I shot the Florida Open, then I shot last year's Nationals. And I learned at the Florida Open that if you don't have a brush for your magazines, you are doomed. It looked like Area 7 was the same way. It looked like you shot on a beach volleyball court.
Honestly,
so much worse than Florida, actually.
It is worse, honestly.
Okay.
It was like a beach volleyball. I was slipping around, and like there were some taller courts, so I was really struggling with the rifle. I get done with the match. Like, I swear, the first thing I said to Mom, I need new shoes. These are not working. Because I was sliding around like crazy. I got home second day after we were home. I went and got new cleats, more rubber stiff.
Okay.
Because that was just, I felt like so embarrassed because I was like slipping all over.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I use Dawson single stack mags, and I go to matches all the time. I never clean those. And at that match, it made me so nervous with all that sand. Like, I cleaned every single mag that dropped on the ground, and I never do that.
Jalise, are you the one who fell backwards on the one stage into like the berm?
Yes, that was
her.
I'm very short. I'm 5'0" on a good day. And so actually there was a lot of high ports and barricades on those stages. So I struggled a lot with that. And then that one side, it was so hard because I'm so short, and most guys just stepped off after that, and me, I'm like, I gotta get this shot in, so just sacrifice the body to get those shots.
The body will heal.
Yeah,
the shots will not.
The score won't.
Well, and my first thought was, when I saw you, I was like, oh my gosh, she fell on her magazines in the sand.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was little not great.
Hey, at least you didn't hit your face, fall down. You're good.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't hit that moneymaker,
Exactly. I literally when I got a karate, like, there's one girl, she slammed me on the ground, and she's one of her friends, and I'm like, not the face. Don't hit the face. Like, anywhere else but the face.
This is trademarked.
I assume you guys saw the video that Go Fast Don't Suck posted of the guy who fell into the wall and fell down.
Oh, yes. I love all of his stuff. It's amazing that he's so creative. Like, honestly, I feel bad for the guy, honestly. Like, that was awful.
He did a great job of keeping his muscle point in the right direction.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing on his part.
Yeah, I remember when we talked to Bill about that, I was like, I thought that guy died. I
was
like, I thought he was dead.
It was like a regular dog turned into like a pug. Like,
it was bad.
Yeah.
As a paramedic, I was like, I am worried about his health.
Yeah. I thought he was unconscious, but apparently he did not lose consciousness. He just froze.
Oh.
Yeah, because he didn't want the gun going anywhere crazy. It was amazing. I was really impressed.
That's rough.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Area 6.
Yeah. Area 6 also a great match.
Now, Jalise, you wouldn't have been back very long for that, would you?
So I was still in Alaska at that point. flew from Alaska to North Carolina for that match. So I didn't have much
trip.
time at all
You should
on
tell
my
me
gun.
what you did with your gun. You don't even have your gun. We brought your gun for you.
Oh, no. That was at Florida State. No, this is Area 6.
One.
So Area 6, I shot my minor limited gun. Yeah, so I didn't have it. I dry fired with it a little bit and then shot like 300 rounds through it prior to that match. So yeah, I didn't put a lot of training behind it. I just showed up being like, I'm just gonna shoot, have fun, Then when I get home, I'm gonna, train really hard. And I actually got new magazine bases for that limited gun, and it didn't pass chrono gauge for limited. The mag bases were too long, so I got thrown into open.
That's why you were in open. I put down. I'm like, why did you shoot
a
open?
limited minor gun in open? Yeah,
and you won.
That happened first thing on the second day, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go like super fast and just hope that I can win something. And
So now I wish Huggy was here because that happened to him at Area 8.
Yeah, Area 8.
He got put into open. I mean, he didn't win anything, but he got put into open because of his mags. And I mean, he finished where he would have finished anyways. But
He won almost last.
Yeah. So I was in line to win limited lady, and
by a good margin,
by a lot. Yeah, and then I think I was like, I think I was gonna be like 4th in limited. And then I got thrown in open. I don't know where I placed open overall, but I did win the lady.
She won the lady
in open.
I felt bad because she was gonna win, and then Jalise I was like, you are a mean person.
I didn't mean to. It was an accident.
I'm so sorry that I'm really good.
Problem checking my gear.
Yeah, and everyone was texting. He's like, "Why did Jalise shoot open?" I'm like, "She didn't." Like, look at the minor score first of all. Like, she would be shooting major if she had an open gun.
Yeah. I was shocked that I actually won. It was like, because I didn't have any, time on the gun, and it was minor.
You were down a good ways on in the overall standings for open, but you were. I mean, you won women's by not a small margin, like 100 points.
Yeah,
that's a good margin.
That's a good margin.
Yeah, 107 points.
Yeah.
So shooting minor, literally everybody else was shooting major.
Yeah.
Except 3 people all the way at the bottom.
Oh yeah.
So I think you're good.
I like to do that, and
Stress yourself out for no
I like to
reason.
stress myself. What I really like to do at matches is start the match and dig myself into a hole so deep, like it's almost impossible to get out of, and then like I just like slowly somehow out of nowhere just like rise up.
Underdog movies make the best movies, so
mean,
it works out great.
I don't
It's
know
exciting.
why. I just always go in the hole. Like I like in a match that I know I'm gonna win, no stress, no problem. Still, I just bomb it so bad and have to climb out.
You're just pulling the Max Michelle strategy at nationals.
That is true.
Completely blow out the first day and then come back and destroy everybody on the second day.
Yeah, and
I'm
the
telling
match
you.
promise apparently too.
Yeah.
Because of me.
Yeah. And actually, I was like struggling so much that first day. Like I had a football, which I hadn't had in years, like mics and
I get lots of football.
Yeah, you do.
Try having size 12 and a half feet. That joke happens to me all the time. Especially on a retreat where I'm like, my foot will feel the border. Nope. And I was standing outside of the border. I'm like, 12 shots, good.
That was me.
0 to
like
stage.
I was shooting on the move, like it was like a straight up, and then like the fall line at the end. I just straight up missed the fall line. I shot right past it, and then I realized and stepped back in.
Like I'm videoing. I'm like, I look at Mom like, what is she doing? And Mom's like, oh no, but that's a penalty. I'm like, yeah, that's like 3.
Listen, it happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
You don't know where your feet are.
We should all get one mulligan. Now, Justine, you had a great Area 6.
Yeah. Area 6 was redemption from Florida Open. For me personally, again, Lena was at that one. She amazed me at Florida Open. Then I was like, okay, you need to like focus, like you got this. And so area 6, I was super proud of myself. I was keeping my speed. I was getting my hits. And then I had a stage where I just bombed it. I think I took like 65% on it. And I was like, and that's my biggest problem. That's my dad's phone. I am so sorry.
At least it's
be
not
honest,
a smoke
stop
alarm.
lying.
We're good.
Your eyes is like, oh, Lord, no. I'm sorry for that.
There's a boy at the door.
It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Anyways, yeah, I bombed it, and that's my biggest problem is I'll mess something up, and then I'm just like, I mentally attack myself, like thoughts going through my head, like you can't do this, like you try, but you can't do it. And so that match, like I walked away, and I like talked to myself. I was like, you got this, like you're doing so good, like pay attention, pull it together. And like luckily I pulled it together, and like I got done, and I like looked at my mom, and like she just like looked at me because I'd been working for that forever to like actually like do it. And I did it, and then I was like, okay, next one. Like it was like a 5-minute thing. Like I enjoyed it, and then to the next one, and like like it was nice. But
we shoot so many matches, like we don't really have time to like enjoy the win until like we're training and moving on to the next one.
Yeah, but like definitely. I was one of my, like, it's a minor match. Like, it's no nationals for sure, but it's definitely one of the more proud moments for me, for sure, just because I had been working for that goal for a year and, like, finally paid off.
Okay. And, I mean, it looked like, I mean, if you go in the progression of things, so maybe you didn't have a very good Florida Open in February.
Mm-hmm.
But in April, you had a very good Area 6, and then what was it? May, I think it was Area 7?
June.
June.
And in June, you had a great Area 7. I mean, you literally beat Lena by even more at Area 7 than you did at Area 6.
I definitely have issues with, like, being proud of myself for certain things because it's like, yeah, I won. But especially Lena, for sure, she's not gonna quit. She's gonna get on the horse and she's gonna work for it more. That's with any true competitor out there. So I immediately, as soon as I won Area 6, like it kind of freaked me out a little bit because I'm like, what did I just do? I just like made like the best female shooter right now in PCC mad. Like oh my god, I'm stressing out so bad. But so I immediately got right back on it and I practiced like. I honestly say before this year, I was just shooting to shoot. And then this year, I'm like, okay, if this is going to be my career, I need to turn it on and I need to actually work for it. And like, I'm finally getting results like men wise, which is my most ultimate goal is to compete with men. And so finally, I'm in a place where I'm like, okay, you can, like you're still going to work hard, but you can enjoy everything that you're getting because you worked for it and you're not getting handed to you. A lot of people make that mistake. They think our parents have a lot of money and they force us to do this and things like that. But like we have to put in the work. We pay for everything now, shooting wise, we pay for it.
The last 3 years we've paid for everything.
So it's definitely every bullet is a little bit more methodical. It's not just blowing rounds down range. I'm like, that was a 50-cent primer, that was a bullet, that was powder, that was a lot of one shot. So I'm definitely more methodical about that now. I feel bad for my parents. I look back and oh, that was bad.
Yeah.
But
I mean, growing up, we didn't have a lot of money. I mean, our parents worked really hard. Like at a point, my mom was working 2 jobs and getting her doctorate. My dad was working sun up to sundown. Like our parents worked really hard, and we're really blessed that they decided to spend their money. Instead of having a nice house and nice vehicles, like they said, we trust you. We want you to have the best opportunities in life, and they chose to spend that money on us instead of getting the things that they wanted.
Yeah. So like every win, it's like this is paying off. This is pay off on the next one. And a lot of people are like, winning isn't everything unless you make winning your everything. And I know a lot of people say that's really bad, and I agree. Like there are some downsides to it, but when you win it just makes you feel so good. And I have like an addiction to winning. Like people have I have an addiction to winning.
Yeah.
Well,
It makes us. It just
and
makes
for
everything
those out there that are just listening and not looking, that wall behind you is littered with awards.
Yeah.
So the investment has obviously paid off.
It's starting to pay off. Yeah.
Finally.
After so many years.
Like getting
A
up
struggle.
at 4 a.m. to practice at 5:30 is a struggle, but it is a good struggle at sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not a good struggle. Sometimes it's just straight up struggle, and it sucks a lot.
Yeah. In Alaska, like flying, I had to meet their schedule when I was flying. So I had 18+ hour flights and I had to go shoot the match the next day. But like, it's something you got to deal with. And the struggle makes everything that you do win and accomplish like that much sweeter. It means that much more.
Yeah, our sport's kind of stupid. I realize that. Like, if you go to a match and you spend, 2 minutes shooting? And you're there for 3 days? And I'm like, I work every day for 2 minutes. Like, that is a pain in my butt.
And not just that, but to make that 2 minutes go shorter and shorter and shorter. Like, you want to compress that time as much as possible.
3 minutes to 2 minutes to 1 minute. Like, I'm like, anyway, that's just my opinion on our
hurts.
sport. It's stupid. We should have all picked dance.
I'm pretty good dancer. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a lot of time you invest for a very short period of time actually doing the deed. So, now
That's
did you
40
shoot?
minutes. Sorry, the math just popped into my head. I'm like, that's only 40 minutes of shooting. Like over 3 days. If it's 2 minutes and 20 you know what I mean? That's not a lot of time actually shooting.
Oh,
Right.
no, I meant total. Like, you do
Yeah.
15-second stages.
Yeah.
Like, 30-second stage. It's just a pain in my butt. So, like,
That's
and honestly, focusing for me, focusing for that 15 minutes, it's like a struggle as well. Like, it's like, butterfly. Nope, pay attention.
And I know that because did I not see you on the Carry Optics Super Squad last year?
Yes. That was also a pain in my butt.
And I saw you dancing to music you had playing in your earbuds.
Yes.
So I'm like, how in the world is she able to do that at nationals while Max and other people are? I'm like, what is going on?
Justine is a special kind of.
I'm special. Yeah. So I guess we can joke. We can wait, or we can talk about Optics now, I guess, if you want. Yeah. I dance. Yes, I do. For some reason, the TV cameras always catch me at my lowest dancing points. I can do much better than that, I promise. I listen to music for several different reasons. One, I have mind games with myself. Like, devil and angel here, like, you can do it. You really cannot do this, but you can. Nope, you can't. So music in my ears gets me in a happy mood. It blocks out not just my mind, but my other competitors I'm competing with, especially when I'm on like the super squad. Me as I want to compete with the men is going to try and match Michelle's time, which obviously is not going to happen. But the devil side of me is totally like, you can do that in 10 seconds. Angel, no, 15, no, 10. But I'm like, I know I can't do that, but like at the same time, I want to do that. But that's why I got to work on my skills to get to where I can do that. But music definitely has always been like my comfort, whether I was in karate or I was shooting, or it always just went back to that because it just really gets me focused without focusing too hard, if that makes any sense. So, yeah.
And what is it that you listen to?
That was my next question.
Everything. One person told me that I should listen to Bach, and I did that once. I thought I was going to fall asleep at the match. Like, it's great, but there are certain times for that. I'm kind of right. I'm in between. It kind of depends on how I'm doing. As stupid me when I was little, I used to listen to sad songs before I'd go to a range. Don't ever do that. But now
I would be depressed. I can't do this.
Like, I'm like going to the range and it's like, hello, darkness, my old friend. And I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself? I'm like, I don't even know. But I listen to more
the score.
Pop rock. Like that really gets me in like a mood, rock, pop, mix between both. But that really gets me like pumped. Like, are you ready? I'm like, I'm ready. Let's go. Like sometimes like it's just a groove that you kind of need to fit into before you can get your mind. Like some people need to take their work calls before they shoot. I just need to listen to music. Like just a thing to get myself set.
Okay.
Do you do that, Jalise?
I do it before the match. So like from, like when I wake up and like I'm getting ready, like I put my earphones in, doing my hair and checking gear and stuff. Like I play what do I play? I play like fun country, like party country stuff. Like Gretchen Wilson, Garth Brooks. That because it gets me like excited and stuff, but it doesn't get me like too pumped up where I'm like overthinking in my head. So for me, it's trying to find that balance and getting that fun party like country. It just makes me feel better without going crazy. So I do it before the match, and then during the match, I don't listen to music because that's too much for me to focus on.
The best part is when you listen to music, like, in like the action movies when they're going through the fight scene and like this cool music going on. That's how I do my stages. Like I have these cool music and I'm like an action figure, like going through the stage. I get done, I'm like, like literally that's what I do. Like I feel like an action figure. Like it's so cool.
So you're like the big screen movie going on.
I
go.
literally
She's
imagine
definitely the main character.
Yes. In my own movie, I am a character. For sure. No background.
It's like Mission Impossible. Dun, 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 dun.
I have listened to do that. I've done that before. I've listened to Mission Impossible music as I'm walking a stage. I feel like Tom Cruise was so cool.
I won't lie. My issue is I come from a exactly, yeah. I come from more of a precision background, so I struggle to go fast like you like to. I have contemplated. I'm a big fan of The Who, not the World Health Organization, the music band The Who. And I have contemplated putting in Bluetooth earbuds where I can listen to Who Are You while I'm shooting because it will make me shoot faster.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So,
I love it. Man,
I'm
find your thing. Whatever makes you shoot better or feel better and gets you out of your own head, like do that.
I might start singing that to Dave before he shoots stages now.
Yeah.
Should do it while I'm shooting.
No, because you can turn around and be like, shut up.
I turn it up. All right. So we're gonna go back to Factory Gun 2020 Nationals. And you guys, Leo and I were there. We were right up near the stage, hanging out with some Canadian friends that we made. And you guys kept going up there. And Jalise, you were first in production, and that was your last match as a junior, wasn't it?
That was my last national championship as a junior. Was production in limited nationals last year. Okay.
Now, how did it feel to close out your junior career with a national championship?
Well, to be honest, it was bittersweet because I finished those matches, and like a week after, I realized I don't have a junior national title.
Yeah.
I've only ever won like lady and master class and classes and stuff. Either there's never been enough or I shot it when I was younger. And of course, these 17-year-old, boys are just coming in, just wipe the floor. And I got done with those matches and I realized, in production, there wasn't enough. In limited, there was
Gianni,
16-year-old kid that, of course, shot top 10. Like,
God, he's so gross. Ugh.
Gross.
I did it in Florida too, which was even more mad. Like,
this farmer doing?
Gianni,
Lame.
of course, just destroyed me. But yeah, I was like, this is really sad. The one chance I did have, somebody stole it right underneath me.
I did. It's up there. It has my name on it. I'm very proud of it. And it was a single stack too.
Oh,
You should just get like dry erase and just.
I know. And the thing is, she wouldn't have it unless, because it was like our first stage of the match and the ROs didn't put my score down.
Yeah.
If I would have had my original score, I would have won.
She would have won.
That's how close
But
it was.
a win's a win.
That's all I'm saying.
Tell them W column.
Because I walk
Who has
out of my room every day. I walk across this room, and of course, it's hanging right on the wall in front of me.
Yeah.
And I have to look at it every single day.
It says, "Hi, Junior, Justine Williams."
Mocking me. Ugh.
I have siblings. I get it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I understand completely.
So mean.
So, Justine, how much longer are you going to be a junior?
Ooh, so,
You do know when your birthday is, right?
yeah.
Okay. That was like a
Not a
pause.
trick question.
Let me put some music in. Let me think. No, I'll be 18 next year, May, end of May. So I have
Okay.
nationals still. Depending on when next year's nationals is when that'll be. I believe I have a production junior national title, a PCC junior national title, and a single stack junior national title. The other ones that I've competed in, I've taken second in and I have a multi-gun one. I have open junior multi-gun one. I remember that one because, yeah. But I've taken second to Gianni. I've taken second to Austin Ars when he was a junior. These grown men are 6 foot tall. They're not men, they're boys. And their strides are giraffes. Let me tell you.
Yeah, we've had that conversation before.
That's what we've been saying. It's
Yeah,
like an
you have to
unwritten
be
rule.
at least 6'2" to be a national champion.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
It's ridiculous.
I'm 6 foot and I feel like a midget compared. Sorry, little person. Sorry.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, how's it feel being small? I'm like, first of all, I'm fun sized. Second of all, I do just fine.
Unless I put a high boards in, then I need a step stool.
Yes. And it's funny, we have to talk to match director, I can't see over that board.
It's
And they're
every match.
and they see your
though.
jersey and they just look at you no, I can't see. Go get me a brick or something. I'm being serious. Go. But yeah.
It's not a joke, sir.
I'm not. It's not a joke in this high pitched voice. It's not a
And
joke.
then a lot of matches, Justine's like, oh, I can see over there. I look at her, I'm like, I can't. She's got 3.5.
I've got 3 inches on her, and
Yeah.
it's all in my legs. I have my torso is a midget, and then I've got these giant legs.
So giant. I swear, the difference between her legs and mine, when we're standing next to each other, it's a solid, almost a foot.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
But it's nice though because my legs are comparison to someone who's 5'7", 5'6". That's why it's how weird it is. So I may look small, but I have some stride to me compared to her,
which has
no stride, no stride.
my coach is always
Is that why you fall so often?
I'm I'm not
Yes.
taking short
That's why
steps.
she falls.
This is the biggest step I have.
Exactly.
By the way, I am still hurt that my comment on your fall at the Arizona match, where you did the prize for the person with the best thing. I'm still hurt that I didn't win that. I thought mine was really good.
You came around. It was that port where you hit it.
Oh,
and you came around.
yeah, and I straight up face planted it.
She
Yeah,
wears your favorite jeans.
No,
I
it
know.
was my nice 5'11" pants. They don't make those pants anymore, and I ripped my last pair of those, and I
Those
was
pants
so
are
upset.
amazing, by the way. I have a lot of pairs of those pants,
Mhm.
and that was a great contest. And I concede that the winners was a really good comment. I still thought mine was honorable mention at best.
Do you remember what your comment was?
I talked about a black hole and the Fermi Lab and how you discovered a black hole in the middle of Arizona or wherever it was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, gravity.
That range is a black hole because it has no service.
Yeah.
First of all,
See? Double meaning.
exactly. But back to the junior thing, it's nice. I can't believe I'm 18 next year. I feel like an adult, and I feel like a lot of people are like, you're not an adult yet. You don't have a job.
I know. I'm not an adult.
Shooting's a job. I get paid for it. But I feel just like Julie said, bittersweet. Wish I could have a little bit more junior titles, but I feel bad for the kids who are 13 or 12 years old because we were 13 and 12 years old once. And people like Brian Nelson were 17. They're already 6'5", 7 foot, giant. There's no way I can compete against you. So it's at the same time, let the new. I feel like I'm an elder. I'll let the new generation rise. I'll carry you through the way.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of us from when we first started, we were all 12, 13 years old. We're all, I think Justine is the last one. like aging out of it.
Yeah, like it'll be Gianni and me or the last one. The OGs I always think of that are still really competing hard are Jalise, me, Gianni, and Christian Seiler. Everyone else have faded or like still compete but don't at such a high level. I feel like we're the last four, and I'll be the last one next year who turns 18, and then I don't know.
I don't know who's going to come up after it.
Christian's had an okay shooting career so far.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You know, I feel like he could do better. No, I'm just kidding.
You know.
I don't know. No, he's doing great. Like,
wow, just calling him out like that. Jeez.
He's gonna like message me like, "What the heck, man?" I'll be like, "Sorry." But yeah, I feel like we're all getting older, and we're all like we're doing different things. We're all competing at such a high level. College, we're all going to college. Ew, college. What the heck?
I know, right? Adulting now.
Adulting.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like I have a little bit of something to show for because a lot of people say, "Oh, once they turn 16, they'll find a boy," or once they turn 18, they'll go to college and they'll quit, or they'll fade out, or they'll get bored, or they'll get burned out.
Yeah.
But like I feel like I have something to show for because I've been shooting for 7.5 years. I almost got burned out once. It was close. But then like I found my love for it, and I could not imagine myself doing anything else. I don't want to do anything else. I literally tell my dad, if I could shoot every day, 1,000 rounds a day for the rest of my life, I would not bother. Like I would do it 100% because I have such a love and a passion for the sport. You can always get better, especially someone like me. There's never been someone like me competing at the Max Leo Grandis level or the JJ or that kind of level. So I feel like no matter where I'm at in life, I feel like I can always get better men-wise because there's only so well you can do in ladies. And then now it's the men. And why not make grown men cry is my thing.
Yeah.
Why not?
Dave, you'll be all right, Dave. It's okay. Just breathe.
Wow.
Just breathe.
She is the Black Widow.
I am the
She's
Black
the
Widow.
Black Widow.
I'm the Black Widow. I'm the Black Widow's sister. My sarcasm is insane.
Even Jalise is like,
all
what just happened?
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to sit back a little bit.
I don't know her.
Actually, I love your desire, so it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I have no issue with anything you've said. Now, has the AMU come knocking?
Not yet, actually. Jalise was really interested in that.
Yeah, before I signed with Colt, like that was my goal. I wanted to shoot for the AMU. Like everything I did, I geared it towards AMU, and then I talked to one of the AMU big ones, and they said, you know what, we don't have an opening for the next 3 to 4 years. And then Colt gave us an offer. I'm like, you know what, it's going to be a while before the AMU is open. I'm going to take this opportunity and shoot for Colt, and I'm actually really happy that I did because this is my dream, you know. And even though it would have been great to shoot for the AMU, I can't imagine me being any happier than I am now shooting for Colt. And I'm happy what I'm doing.
If I could offer one bit of advice, listen to the Julie Golub interview. We go into her time in the AMU and why she got out and stuff like that. So
Just listen to it.
And she's
you don't
just
even
really,
have to listen to the whole episode.
Yeah, she's a really nice lady too.
She is awesome.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting to hear her talk about, you know, why she got out and then how she got back into everything. And because they came knocking on her door when she was a youngster like you guys. So it was interesting.
Yeah, we've definitely seen the AMU. We've seen a lot of people. We've shot with the AMU team. We love them. We love shooting with them. I would like to think they like shooting with us.
I hope they like shooting with us because we always try and squad with them.
I know. I feel like we're just like the little people. Like I love shooting with Joe Turner. I'm like, oh my god, it's Joe Turner. Like I've known him for like 5 years now, but every time I see him, I'm like,
I like shooting with Jacob Hetherington and John Browning. They're really fun to watch, and John Browning, like, is really like.
They pick the best ambassadors.
They really do.
Really
yeah,
awesome.
They're great shooters and great representatives.
They are great shooters. Absolutely. Now, so I know Justine was on the Carry Optics Super Squad last year. Jalise, what squad did you shoot on?
I shot in an opposite squad of Justine across the range.
Yeah. Our poor parents were like texting each other, running back and forth, trying to watch both of us. Like,
Wow.
honestly.
Were they the ones with the really comfortable chairs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was so jealous when I saw
There
them.
you go.
I was like, that they know what they're doing.
Yes,
Every
they're professional observers.
Every time we go to a match, if we fly, if we drive, we take our own. If we fly, they always go and they always buy chairs. I swear if they spent over $1,000 on chairs over the years, like just on chairs.
Where do those chairs go when they're done?
Exactly.
They're gifted.
They're gifted to the ROs. We always try and find an RO or a friend. Like we gave some chairs like Becky. We gave chairs to mostly ROs though, like
or the rental car service.
or the rental car service.
Or
we forget
or
and we're like,
Airbnb.
yeah, we forget. And we're like at the rental car chair, and they're like, sure.
We always give the rental car people like our
Coolers.
our coolers full of drinks and stuff.
Yeah, like
I'm going to befriend your parents
Yeah,
Man.
Yeah.
Hey, what are their names?
because I know I'm going to. I
Mr.
know
and
I'm
Mrs.
shooting.
mom
Williams.
and dad, and they will know.
they will respond.
I'm shooting nationals, and thank God, Justine, you are shooting PCC and not carry optics. Jalise, are you shooting carry optics in the fall?
No, I'm actually shooting PCC. We're
Okay, thank you
trying to
too.
qualify for the World Shoot Team for PCC.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, so there's 2
I
slots
was
higher. I
real
might be.
close. I was like this close to shooting carry optics.
Yeah.
I'm like,
because we wanted like just divide and conquer kind
Yeah.
of type of thing, but because of Worlds, like don't step over the dollar to pick up a dime. Because even if, let's just say nothing mean, like she doesn't win the gold or the silver in the ladies, she's still gonna get a team gold, and like a gold medal is like getting in Worlds is like a gold medal in the Olympics. Like Worlds is our Olympics here, so like
yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I was really close to shooting carry optics this year because I picked it up because I was my guns were getting shipped back from a match, and I picked it up. We were home, just picked up the carry optics for a weekend, and I shot. I'm like, this is really fun, and I did pretty good. Like the first 2 stages were like meh, and then after that, like
she sends me
so
the
much
videos,
fun.
and I'm like, oh no. And then I'm like, I asked Glenn, I'm like, how are her hits? He's like, not so good, but she looked good, right? I was like, she looked great, but I can get my hits, so we're good.
I need more
safe.
than a couple stages on the gun.
Just
saying,
safe.
it was really fun.
Remember, she has to dig the hole to climb out of.
Exactly.
Right.
That's how I feel like we've all established that's how it works.
But yeah, I'm really tempted.
She was tempted.
I was tempted, but maybe next year.
When I put PCC and carry optics together, I was kind of bummed because like those PC open and carry optics are like my thing, and so I'm like, so now I gotta pick, and obviously because I already have a carry optics national title, and PCC is my love right now, so I obviously chose PCC, but I'm bummed I can't shoot carry optics.
Yeah. It'll be cool to watch Ashley and Rachel fight it out, though.
Yeah, we got the 2 others fighting for first.
Yeah.
I always like watching
I think this year's carry optics and PCC nationals, I think that'll be a really good one to watch because you got Rachel and Ashley fighting for carry optics, and then you got Lena and Justine fighting for PCC. So I mean,
Now-
if there is a match to watch, it's definitely that one.
Now, I'm assuming you mean Rachel Harper and Ashley Ruor?
Yes,
Correct.
I'm
Okay.
I know
Correct.
so well. I forget to say their last names sometimes.
Now, and this is something I was going to bring up, so I'm going to go ahead and do it now. I noticed that neither one of you have squatted yourself on a super squad, and you're actually shooting with Rachel on that squad.
So we're actually shooting on the ladies super squad. They brought that back. I don't know if Jake Martin has switched us yet to that squad. And from what I heard, Rachel did not want to shoot on the ladies super squad because she wanted to shoot with her boyfriend Blaine.
Okay.
But personally, from experience, shooting on the any men's super squad, it was a great experience. Personally, I don't know if it was I'm not afraid to say this, gender or age. I kind of felt like an outsider. just because like they've been shooting together for such a long time, like they look at each other and they know what they're thinking. And I was not in that clique. There were some really great guys on the squad. Obviously, Max, Austin, Fonsick, Casey, all those people. They were really nice to me. They were asking me about stage plans. It was really great. A lot of tension I also noticed. Like when Max steps up there, you shut up or get kicked off, basically, which I understand that. Same with everyone else. So I'm here to have fun. I'm here to win too, but I'm here to have fun. And we shot on the ladies super squad at nationals this year, actually, with Jessie and Ashley and like all that kind of clique. It was honestly, I'd say one of the best squads I've ever shot on in my entire life.
Yeah.
Because like we were like, even though we were competing with each other, we were like cheering. I swear you could hear us from across the range. Like it was like screaming and like, woo, let's go. Like it was so much fun.
It's a very different energy compared to the men's super squad. I shot on the L10 men's super squad a few years back, and it was really rough.
Yeah, and like especially since I'm competing against Lena, obviously, I don't wanna mess myself up with shooting on the men's. Like Max Leograndes doesn't like shooting on the men's super squad anymore because he shoots where we shoot, and like I just constantly make fun of him, even though I have like no place to make fun of him. We just constantly like make fun of each other constantly. So
we found that if we're in a light squad with good people that make us feel good and we're joking and we're having fun, we just shoot better. So that's what we want to do from now on when we squad.
Yeah, like we used to just squad with whatever, like pick a squad, let anyone who jumps on it, and like we're still cool with that. But like we're at the point now where like we want to. This is our job, but like it's a fun job, so let's make it fun with shooting with fun people and not serious and downer people who chuck their mags and swear and all that. So,
I have to correct myself. You are correct. You are now on the ladies super squad.
Yeah.
But when we talked to Gianni, we asked about him being on the super squad, and he's like, yeah, while it might help me to know, where I'm at and see how I'm doing against those guys. Same thing you just said. He goes, they're too serious. I like to have fun. And those guys are very serious.
I need to message him and see if he wants to shoot on the ladies super squad for sure.
There you go.
Like,
he might.
We grew up with Gianni. Like we've known him. I've known him since he was 9 and I was 9 too. And so like we constantly jab at each other. And like some people are like, why would you say that? Like, it's fine.
It's fine. We're fine.
But like say
Gianni's. Why wouldn't I say that?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, like honestly, just have fun. Like take a breath and like we're all here to win. We're all here to do good, do our best, and we're here to all have fun. And if you're not having fun, then just don't party pooper everyone else.
Don't come back.
Your own little cloud. Like get away from us. That's how I feel, honestly. But because you can feel the vibe. You're like, and like when someone throws their mag, everyone's like, so just having fun, honestly. And we used to not be like that. We used to be like serious, focused, especially once we get picked up by some big companies. But now we're like, no one wants to be with party poopers. So like, just have fun.
It's very true.
It's hilarious.
True.
All right. So what would you say is the number one reason you've done as well? Is it because you guys have each other to kind of push each other and help each other? Is that, or is it something in your training, your coaching? What?
I definitely think it's a combination of 3 different things. One, we push each other, obviously, just because we're close in age. Everything has always been a competition, whether it was karate, piano, shooting, everything has been a competition. Secondly, definitely our coaching. Glenn Wong, he has his own shooting company. Shout out, Shoot Mo Better. He does personalized training. Get the same coaching we do. He's awesome and he's so much fun. And like you said, he has a blast. And then third of all, definitely our support system, our family, our parents. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do anything, obviously. Definitely, if you look at the top shooters that were juniors at first, they had great support systems. Mm-hmm. Gianni, Christian, JJ, Max, Casey, all of them, great support systems. That's literally the base of a structure is the family and support system. So definitely those three things combined. Without one, we probably all go to crap. So
I feel like JJ would be the one guy on the super squad who would be fun.
I've never shot with JJ before.
Really want to shoot with JJ.
I literally see JJ, like I said, I've known JJ for 7 years now, and every time I see him, I'm like, I tell my mom and dad, so like, it's JJ Regatta. Like, hi JJ.
We
like,
still fangirl over him.
Like, I don't even know why. Like, he knows us, and like I know him.
Yeah.
And,
like we've been in shoot-offs against him.
Yeah.
Or like just starstruck still.
But yeah, definitely JJ focuses. Like, we watched him shoot before, and he focuses for the enough time he needs to, and then he gets off, and then he's all smiles. Like, I don't think I've ever seen JJ not smile. Like,
He has a lovely smile, by the way.
Yes, it's so
It's
pretty.
a really
Like,
nice smile. Like, it's shocking how nice his smile is. Yeah.
It just makes you, it's just very warm and friendly. It just
Yeah.
makes you feel good, and it's a very personal smile, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, everybody else is walking around very stoic, straight faced, everything else, and he's like,
He's like,
Yeah.
I love it.
And he like looks at you too, and
Yeah.
you're like,
eye contact. Like, when eye contact, it's like a happy, uncomfortable feeling. You're like, oh my God, he's looking at me. Look good. Hello.
I'm glad it's not just
"Where'd
me.
you go?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And trip. No.
I'm like,
Don't do that. I know.
Exactly.
yeah. I get the vapors. I'm like, oh, JJ.
JJ effect.
It's the JJ effect,
Yeah.
honestly.
I mean, I'm
Oh, she's
saying, I
gonna
get it.
message now. I was like, oh God, like every time he watches my story, I'm like,
Yeah, when he like responds to my posts or stories, like I straight up like have a scream attack for
Yeah.
like 5 minutes. I'm like running around showing everybody like JJ.
on my posts, I'm famous.
I've made it.
So how long have you guys been sponsored by Colt?
I believe it's going to be at the end of this year, 2 years.
Okay. How did
Yes.
that come about?
John Scoutman, actually. John Scoutman said Colt was looking
Oh.
for some new shooters. And this is the funny story. I think I'm allowed to say this. My mom, he said, send them your contact information. And so my mom just told them about my sister. Just for out Jalise, because I shoot Colt single stack, and I don't shoot single stack, like, unless it's a standalone nationals. And the vice president is amazing. He did his research, like Dave. He did his research, and he's like, I see you have 2 girls. Like, we want both of them. And my mom's like, well, that's dumb. Like, the other one,
doesn't shoot any of your guns.
shoot any of your guns. And they're like, we don't care. We just want both of them. And so that's how that came about.
Yeah, and we actually got
Smart.
a really, really nice recommendation letter from Wyatt Gibson, who is on Team Colt and has been on Team Colt for many years. And, you know, he wrote a very, very nice recommendation letter for us. And I was actually really surprised because
I know.
we didn't really talk to him. Like, we knew each other, but, like, we honestly never been formally introduced. Like, we were really good friends with, like, his grandmother, and, like, his dad is a great instructor. We really liked taking classes from his dad, but I didn't really know that he noticed
Yeah.
us.
And then, like, mom's like, Paul's like, oh, yeah, Wyatt said all these great things. And I'm like, I don't think I've officially said hello to this kid. Like, hi.
You've seen him in matches. You've seen him at, like, shoot-offs and stuff and cheer for him because he's just a crazy good shooter. Like, so much talent. Like, he's put a lot of work in. He's just very good shooter, but we didn't even know he knew of us.
Yeah, but it's definitely a tight family. Like, you see a lot of sponsorships out there. Like, there's 50 of them. And so it's like, I'm not really personally attached to you, if that makes any sense. But there's 4 members of Colt. It's Jalise, me, Wyatt, and Mark. Mark Brettel. It's us 4. We just recently visited the Colt factory, and it was honestly like family.
Mm-hmm.
The receptionist got everyone lunch, and we were just eating lunch. Like, it was honestly like a little family.
It really was good.
It was amazing.
We all communicate. Like, there's a lot of really good communication with Colt.
For
which
sure.
is really good.
It's
And surprising with such a huge company.
You wouldn't think that. And it's honestly like a lot goes behind the scenes, but like if we need something from them, like it's honestly it's great.
Yeah.
It's one of the best partnerships I could have ever imagined for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sound like a great sponsor.
Greater.
They have any
Awesome.
openings for people that aren't good?
Mhm.
Like the everyman, you know, like, hey, shoot our products. You can
We
one
will. I
day
think
be
Be a
okay.
great receptionist. I honestly think that like it'll be great.
I mean, I answer phones real good.
Go fix so many band-aids anyone needs. But yeah.
I can splint an ankle.
So I know the trick to beating the two of you head to head. All right.
Okay.
You'll see. I'm going to show you. You have to shoot that.
You know what? I'm better at throwing.
I was just going to say high ports, but okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. High ports and throwing, I would 100% win every single day. Every day. Really?
I'm just going to make you shoot with a gun that doesn't work. Then I'm good.
She can say pew pew and it would probably still be better than us shooting.
Probably. She'd probably still score higher.
I'm probably like
all
run
up here.
Reels, like run down, touch a plate, run back, and do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
I can't
hate
do
running.
that. Yeah.
Literally, like anytime there's running, I'm literally just like, I literally hate running. But I love long courses. So it's like a love-hate relationships. Like I hate long course. I love long courses, but I hate running. Like I get done, like Glenn's like, today we're working on movement. I'm like, I'm sick. Can't run today.
She hates running days at the gym.
Speaking of which, one of my favorite videos of you on Instagram is the treadmill where you're like, you're getting it. You were moving and your coach is sitting there and you're like, hey, and I'm done. And you just jump off. You're like, all right, cool. Like that was it. I'm like, all right. I'm like, she ran for like 10 seconds.
Yeah. So the great
But, I mean, you were moving.
Yeah, the great thing about the gym that we go to is it's very personalized. So they've actually had one shooter before us, his Ron Avery. Ron Avery actually worked with them to build up their program. When we found that out, we're like, okay, we're going here because Ron didn't do anything without doing his research. So we do 3 different things. We do plyo, strength, and treadmill, working on several different things. I personally hate treadmill more than anything in the world. I hate treadmill more than broccoli, which says a lot because I hate vegetables. It's true. Literally though, she knows I hate running too, so she's like, "Come on!" And I just like look at her, and she's like, "Get up here!" I'm like, "Okay, I'm coming."
Yeah, and those it's not really like long, continuous running.
Like track.
It's sprints, you know, and it's working those different muscles, getting you used to those explosive movements that you need for those 10 seconds you're shooting.
Getting on and off. You go from standing to 14 miles an hour, and it's like your feet are running fast. Like,
oh yeah, you were getting it. I was like, who's he gonna fall down?
Yeah, or you're gonna eat it.
We can run the same. We can run the same everything, the same speed.
14.5.
Yeah, 14.5, and she looks like she's jogging, and I look like I'm running from a creature in the dark, like running for my life. From the
I get so upset because like she looks so freaking awesome, and she's like the runner, and I really look like, and I'm like jogging, and I'm like.
You're like, that's as fast as
I was like,
this looks like I'm not putting in any effort.
I can do 15. I can do 15. And she's like, are you sure? I was like, yes. I jump on and I go, poof, and like I grab onto the bar and I jump off. I was like, no, I can't.
It's the leg height difference.
As I told you in the beginning, I was a paramedic, and yesterday, was it yesterday? I don't know what day it was.
When you were actually
Monday.
at work, it was
It was Monday. I actually ran a 19-year-old woman who knees looked horrible from an injury she had last week because she put the treadmill as high as it would go and then got on and then quickly got launched off of said treadmill. So she didn't survive. Well, she survived, but her knees didn't.
Yeah, there's been a few. Luckily, that it's very safe there. The very first time we went there, actually, the best story ever. We were at an incline. We were working on incline training, and it was so high. And she's like, "Okay, grab on and then push, and I'm going to tell you when to get off." And I'm like, "I'm going to fall." And she's like, "No, you're not. I got you." And she puts her hand out like this. And I let her go, that hand is not going to catch me if I fall. Like, don't worry, I've done this before. I'm like, but I haven't. So let's just put both hands there, okay?
But yeah, she's like, I've been doing this for like 16 years. Like, I've never dropped one. I'm
like, there's always a first
for me.
We haven't fell yet, but there will be a day.
There's very close before.
There's a lot of potential for that to happen.
Yes. Like shoelaces being untied, like
Just trippy. Like when I jump, I always cross my feet, and it's so dumb. But my legs don't listen to my brain. I'm very uncoordinated. You wouldn't think that watching me because I hide it really well. But
I'm a professional.
That's why she fell on her butt at Area 7.
Area 2.
Her legs weren't listening.
I didn't fall at Area 7.
Anyways.
Oh yeah, no, I did.
Yeah.
I don't count that though. That's more
Oh
balance.
goodness.
Coordination.
All right. So what are
In the
what
city.
for each of you? What are your competition goals? Like
Like-
ultimately, what do you want to do?
Oh, ultimate.
Okay. For me, it's definitely winning an overall at nationals, and I understand that is a very high order for someone of my gender, obviously, my height and my age. But I can personally, I've had moments where I'm like that was Max Leogrando's level. But then again, if Max is there, he always he'll be behind, and then like Max Michelle, he'll pull up. So if he shows up not at nationals and his knees are broken, that definitely was not my fault. But that's definitely my goal one day is to win an overall. I don't originally it was open, but now that I've found my love for PCC, I definitely want it in PCC worse than open. That's definitely my biggest goal. Another one is a world title, especially in IPSC.
Individual or team?
Individual, definitely individual.
Okay.
I believe team, especially us USA, like we have a pretty strong foundation for a team. But I definitely individual. I was supposed to shoot production at World Shoot, which is against Maria. If you don't know who I'm talking about, I don't know how to say her last name. It's Russian. Best female in the shooter right now in production, 100%, no doubt. I qualified under production with my high confidence, saying I'm gonna do this, and then it just keeps pushing back one more year, and now I'm like, I don't want to shoot iron sights. I don't like iron sights anymore, but I definitely have a good confidence in that. I mean, it's a win-win for me though. Like if I win, I beat Maria. If I lose, I took second to Maria. That's still pretty good, I don't know, but those are definitely my two biggest goals: individual at Worlds and a overall at USPSA Nationals. Because there's definitely competition in men, definitely 100%. Any division you pick, there'll be competition. So,
Right. Jalise?
Mine is a national title in all the divisions in USPSA, of course. I would like to have an individual goal as well at World Shoot.
Yeah, just because it's like the Olympics for us.
That's Olympics for us. And then I would love to have win an overall nationals. I know, like she said, like odds are definitely stacked against us. But I mean, I think if we keep doing what we're doing, because we found a really good track for us, and I think if we, once I get done with college, and we are together, we can just, keep pushing each other and work harder. Because when one of us does better, the other realize it and pushes harder, and it goes back and forth. And I think because of that, friendly, sisterly love and competition, it's pushed us to where we are.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I think if we keep holding on to that, I think that'll definitely
Because when we were like little, when we first started shooting, I had more, and she'll agree with this. I had more natural.
She
talent.
had an insane amount of natural talent.
So
so mean.
It was like I would shoot, but I was already, for the age at least, I look back, I'm like, you sucked. Why did you think you were good? But I'm like, I had pretty good natural skill. So Jalise had to really work for it from the start. She couldn't, she had to think about everything, and I just kind of did it. And then she would beat me, and I'm like, nuh-uh. So then I would work, and then I would beat her, and then I would
get lazy
again, and then she would beat me. So that honestly kept me going until about, like I said, a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. And then I was like, if I'm going to do this, I need her, but I don't need her to push me. If I want to do this, I'm going to do this for me. I'm going to do this for the golds and the winning and the national titles. I don't need someone else to push me. I need to be able to do that for myself, or else there's no reason for me doing it. So that was definitely a goal of mine, was to get to a point where I wanted to do it, and I wanted to put in the work, and I wanted to do all this. I still hate running. Don't like that. Don't plan on liking it soon. But yeah,
I've grown to like it.
That's just weird.
I know. I
It's
honestly, people who run track for a living have to be a little bit insane. Like,
More than a little.
like I don't even know how they do it. I honestly, it's like the hardest sport out
Do
there.
you like being in pain?
Exactly.
My mother used to run half marathons.
Mhm.
I don't know how she did it.
Yeah. See, when I was little, I used to like running with her, and like I never ran a half marathon. I think the first I went was like 9 miles with her once. But then for some reason it just clicked, and I hated running. Like from then on, I don't know if it was like the torture of like the 9 miles or whatever, but I don't know how my mom did it. Like it was gross.
Yeah.
I like getting absolutely exhausted. That's what I like. I go on hikes and stuff and love doing like 8-mile hikes and then just coming home and just wanting to just lay in bed and just being out of breath and exhausted.
The Alaska thing is starting to make more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not. It's just for you. It's survival. You're like, oh, a bear. I'm gonna run. Or like, oh, I'm gonna go be outside in case a bear
It's
attacks
good
me.
training.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
It
It's fine.
makes my hunting go way better if I'm
Yeah.
actually
Okay.
in shape.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, so
Yeah.
life goals. Does it include a career in shooting?
Oh, career.
Personally, it does. I definitely want to make this my my career, as well as teaching shooting. I love teaching. Personally, we're actually working on getting a business started for teaching. It's insane the amount of insurance you need for minors in shooting. By the way, if you were wondering,
Wow.
apparently the government doesn't like it. I don't even know.
Government
Weird.
doesn't like something.
I know.
Shocker.
I know. But I definitely, this and teaching shooting, I definitely, like I said, I when I was little, I want to be a doctor. Next day, I want to go to the Marines. Next day, I want to be a dancer. Like, it was constantly changing until about a year ago. And I'm like, I don't want to do anything else. Like, this is what I want to do. My dad's like, okay, but you still have to go to college. I'm like, but they don't teach shooting classes in college. Like, I don't even know. Like, maybe that's something I should start.
Oh
Just
no,
what
but
we
they've
need.
got that. What is it? The Scholastic What's the? I forget. There's an organization.
Yes, the nationals that's going on right now.
Yeah, them, those guys.
Yeah, actually, someone messaged me and was like, "Yo, if you want to get into this, I will help you." And I was like, "No," but
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I'll eventually, maybe. But currently, focused right now, USPSA and IPSC, and I love multi-gun. I want to get back to multi-gun so bad. I love it so much.
So much harder.
But definitely, this is what I want to do for my rest of my life.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to make, while I was living in Alaska, I realized, I wanted people to see what I've seen when I got to travel places. And so, I mean, I would love to own my own training company one day, of course, but I'd love to do like experiences, to do like a 5-day trip to like Alaska and do like 3 days of like shooting and stuff, and then 2 days of exploring, so that people can actually explore the area that they're in and see the things that I've gotten to see and experience on all of my travels. So that's something I would love to do one day.
Okay.
Well, we're happy to have you guys on the show again when you open your businesses,
Yeah.
so that we can talk about it. So just putting that out there.
And when you hike Mount McKinley,
We've flown over.
We flew over it, and it was pretty
you flew
cool.
over it. Wow.
Yeah. My parents are really into, you're probably only gonna get to do this once, so let's do it. And so like we've flown over a few mountains, big ones. Yeah.
That seems safe.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah,
It was
safe.
in the summer.
It was in the summer, and it was super cool because like there's a certain amount of periods where you can hike it because like lands like avalanches and stuff. We actually saw an avalanche happening. Like it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Experience.
Cool or dangerous?
It was cool from the plane.
Yeah.
Biggest roller coasters, the craziest experiences. Like, we want a bungee jump for Justine's 18th birthday. We are going to bungee jump
off the
the
stratosphere in Vegas.
Like
I wanted to do it for this year, but we were like too busy with like everything going on. So next year, 18th birthday, go all because COVID ruined my 16th birthday. So for my 18th birthday, I'm
Stupid
like,
COVID.
you know what? Let's just do it. And I feel like I'm gonna pass out, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Just so you know, this is why you need so much insurance for minors.
Yeah, I want to go kayaking. I want to go hike Mount
I want to
Everest.
jump off a building with a rubber band and hope it goes
I
well.
want to go skydiving.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, skydiving. I definitely love skydiving.
Definitely.
But like, if you're gonna like, I watched this comedian and he's like, if you're gonna go out, you either go out like a wimp or you go out like a Viking. And it's like, I'm gonna go out. I'm just gonna like, you know, once you jump, there's nothing you can do about it. So just like,
You're either gonna
Right.
live or die. So
Right.
might as well live.
Correct.
exactly.
That's a lot of time to be like, well,
Well,
I guess
crap,
I'm gonna
this is
hit the
not
floor.
smart.
Yeah.
Well, I've bungee jumped off a crane in a field, so I highly recommend it.
Not normal.
And I've jumped out of an airplane several times thanks to the military, and I highly recommend it.
That sounds so cool.
So
I'm
there
gonna
you go.
just make sure that when you talk to your parents about this, he's the one that said that, not me.
Yeah. Right.
I'm
Totally.
the
I
I'm the
wanna jump out of an
responsible one.
airplane. Are you
Yeah.
okay? I'm fine. What's wrong with you?
Dave said it was fine.
Yeah. What are you talking about? It's totally normal.
What do you have, Leo? What questions did you have?
Well, they actually answered a couple of them already, which was pretty cool.
Okay.
But since you guys are talking about teaching and all that jazz, I am gonna trademark this title for a book for you guys. One with the gun, since Jalise said something very similar earlier in the interview. So, One with the Gun, title for your book.
One can be.
Yeah.
Oh. One with the gun. That's a really good title.
Yeah, trademark it now. I'm giving it to you. Yeah, I'm giving it. I don't even want any money for it. Yeah, that's fine.
There you go.
I'll
Just a
take a
thanks,
dedication. 100%. I will take a dedication. I don't want any money for it, but that's the title of your book. Let's see here. Okay, so you talked about it a little bit earlier. Who, other than Lena, are there any other people that are like your shooting idols that you're like, I want to be like her or him when I am an adult finally?
JJ. I want to smile.
That's just because of his smile. That's not fair.
Exactly.
And his tan.
That is true.
I definitely would love to live Eric Raffel's life. I've heard rumors about his training practices and I've seen his videos and I'm like, oh, to be Eric Raffel. It's insane. Definitely look up to Eric Raffel. Definitely a lady that I look up to is Maria for a reason of she competes with the men at Worlds. That's insane. She's beat Eric Raffel before. That's insane as well. It's amazing to see what she can do. Honestly, have you seen the Queen's Gambit?
Yeah.
Yes. It's always the Russians. The Russians are the elite. They're amazing. Chess, shooting, I don't even know. But it's the Russians.
Yeah.
I don't even know. But definitely Maria and Eric Raffel.
Yeah. I'm right there with her. I did a shoot off against Eric Raffel when I had to been 11, 12 years old.
Oh, she was lovely.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I was so, it was at Jamaica Invitational.
Yeah, and it was just like,
they're like, of course it was at the end of the match, and it's a big spectator sport in Jamaica, and they're just, just shoot offs for fun, challenge whoever you want. I'm like, you know what? Eric Raffel's here. What are the odds I'll ever be able to do this again? And of course, I was just a huge fan, and
it was so nerdy.
He's taking off his gear, and I'm like, hi, can I shoot up against you? He's like, I'm not gonna go easy on you. I'm like, I don't expect you to.
He almost won. She almost won. So he
was definitely holding back.
He was definitely holding back, and he was lying.
No, he wasn't. He said he wasn't.
Yeah,
so.
He said he wasn't, so therefore he wasn't. Okay,
obviously.
Just like a win. She reloaded and she missed, and then she missed again, and then he won. But
it was awesome. And after that, he was so nice, and it was I
literally would just like to train with him one day. If he listens to this, come to Utah.
Yeah, Eric, if you're listening to this show of all shows that you make it happen, bud.
He likes my stuff sometimes, and I'm like,
well, don't worry. We'll send you this on Instagram when we're going to post it, and you can send it to him.
Yeah,
There you
hey,
go.
go to like an hour and 48 minutes and just listen to that.
Yeah, don't worry about the rest of it. That stuff's boring.
Yeah.
It's just about us. Meh.
So yeah, Maria and
Eric Fell.
Eric Rafael.
Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, personality-wise, JJ Rakaza, 100%.
JJ.
He is the best person to compete with because
He is a true competitor.
he's a true competitor. If he loses, he can congratulate his competitor, and then he goes back and he puts more hours in. Like, it's amazing of how great of a competitor he is, and he's such a good person too. Like, I don't think I've ever heard one negative thing about JJ. Like, everyone just loves him. Like, it's amazing.
I mean, I love the guy.
Yeah.
It's the smile. It really is. So, okay, I'm assuming because you're normal humans that you have friends outside of the shooting community.
No,
Oh
we
my
do
God.
not.
We do not.
No.
Really?
Fact, we dropped out of hold on. We dropped out of
Okay.
regular school at eighth and ninth grade, and we went to online school. And after that, like, it was like first of all, I was not a popular kid in school. I will say that now. I was nerdy. I was
so nerdy.
That's because you wanted to crush everybody.
lunch in the bathroom by herself.
I will break
That was
you.
me. Hey, you would not surprise that. But after we stopped going to school, I was kind of like, hallelujah, I'm out of here because I hated it. Just because like
This is why we get along.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't have any friends outside of shooting.
Yeah.
All of our friends are grown men. There's ages 50 and up.
Hey, no, there's one that's 40 now.
That's true.
I'm
40
going to
and
go
up.
ahead and just the context of that is very appropriate. It
Yes.
is not weird at all. Just to be very clear to the
Shooting
listeners,
friends.
it's a
Yes.
professional friendship. It's
Yep.
yeah. I feel like we need to clarify that.
Except for like
Like Gianni,
Gianni.
and he's in the sport, and,
And
like
Austin.
Austin,
Right.
and like
that's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
We have no friends our own age.
yeah. But surprisingly, we really don't.
That's
Why
okay.
are
I don't have friends my own age. Dave is basically my other dad.
What?
Yeah.
He's a lot older than I am.
Don't tell anybody.
Oh, Dave, you look great. You look great, man.
Oh yeah. No, Dave, gorgeous. Okay, well that takes the do your friends know that you're a big deal off the table.
Let me
Yeah.
interject one real quick. But Jalise, you just went to college. How did you not make any friends?
I didn't make any friends. Like
I made friends with my welder.
everybody in my welding class. I mean, of course they were all guys, but they just like nobody paid attention to me, and I just kind of kept to myself, And I didn't have a vehicle, so I just went to and from classes and just stayed home and read my books and worked, and I had an online job, and
Okay, so I am going to ask a
I'm a
specific
very
welding question though. Is it welding or is it underwater welding? Like, would you
It's
ever do that as a
welding.
job?
I don't think I'm gonna do underwater.
See, underwater welding would be so much cooler.
but like
It's
So
also
dangerous.
really, just to be clear, it is super dangerous.
Yes.
my boss.
But like,
yeah.
why not though? If you're gonna die a cool way. Okay.
Not a Viking.
I love the all or nothing attitude.
Or nothing. Like the new Black Widow movie, like this is a cool way to die. This is a much less cool way to die. Like there's one way to go and there's the other way. Therefore, bungee jump, fly out of
There
an
is
airplane.
going to be a really interesting post on Instagram one day that's like, shooting athlete Justine Williams dies like a Viking underwater, like, I don't know, lighting a stick of
I'm 18
dynamite.
years old, and that's gonna be the caption.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out like a rock star, okay?
Went out like a boss.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Holy
no,
cow.
I don't think I'm gonna do underwater welding. I mean,
Okay.
there is something very, very
First of all,
cool.
she
but
doesn't
it's
like
just-
the water.
I'm not a fan
Or
of
the
water.
cold. So you're in
It's cold.
Alaska, which is surrounded by water, and it's really cold.
How big and intense those suits are? Like, I'm a tiny person, and I have shooting muscles. Like, they don't work in everyday society.
Mhm.
Like,
Justine, had I
I could,
known
like,
you
keep myself
when I was your age, you would have been hazardous for my health because I am dumb enough I'd have done it all. So, especially at that age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
See,
I
like,
love it, though. I
get
love the
nervous
attitude.
sometimes, like, because, like, especially now, like, my arms and my legs are, like, especially my arms are my most precious, like, thinking like it's more precious than my face, even though I joke around about my face. So that's why like we just went like go-karting, and like I was like a little bit stressed out because it's go-karting, but like at the same time, like if I break something,
you're not gonna break something.
First of all, my parents will kill me. Okay?
You'd be surprised.
Second of all, my sponsors will be upset at me. Third of all, I'll lose a chance at another junior national title. I mean, come on. I only have 1 year left. So it's like, we don't like when we were little, we wanted to go skiing on our school ski trip. Mom was very hesitant. And now I understand it because like, like it's like,
this is where we make our money. Like this is our life.
Yeah. Like instrument players, like their
bungee jumping's okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is where you roll. This is where you roll.
You'll die. Okay.
Like you pray that if something happens, you just die.
Yeah, and so like it's the little things, like no fingers, no toes. Like I swear I broke a toe once. My dad says I didn't, but I swear I did.
You're fine.
And
it hurts.
It's weird.
It hurts.
Form now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This is where you just roll your 16th and your 18th birthdays into one. There you go.
Yeah, just make it such a blast that you don't even make it to the next one.
There you go.
I mean, it's a bit extreme, but okay, cool.
I know.
All right, awesome.
So much.
So I've got like two more. Is it like, do you ever run into, other than people like us that nerd out and know who you are because we're specifically in the shooting realm, do you ever have moments where you're out and about and people are like, hey, I seen you on the internet?
No, we're not that famous yet, unfortunately.
Because I discovered you guys watching YouTube videos and I was like, it's absurd that these girls shoot that fast.
Yeah, so we need to do much better at YouTube. First of all,
YouTube.
I try my best on YouTube. But second of all, we have not had that happen yet. Can't wait for the day because they're gonna come up to me and take a picture, and I'm like, I want a picture with you. You're my first fan. Come on, man, come on. So
this is Doug. He's my first fan.
Yeah. First fan, and I miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no. I don't know how to say it, but there's no like normal people that.
We go to the range, we go to the grocery store, we go to
Right.
Sportsman's Warehouse, and that's it.
Yeah, like we only get fans at like ranges. And stuff.
But is it annoying if you're at a range and they're like, hey,
It's really not. Okay,
It's
one time,
so good.
One time, if people see this, I do ask that if I'm the next shooter, wait until I am done, or else I'm like, take a picture, and then I don't care, but like then the ROs are like, next shooter, and I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble. So like that's the only reason why I asked that, but yeah.
I don't like getting yelled
It feels
at.
good. You're like, I feel like a mini JJ. No, but like, yeah.
Like you're fangirling over the fans.
Yeah.
Like, it feels so good. You're like, what? Me? No.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have one not so serious question and then one so do you guys, and Dave talked about it earlier, do you guys ever take actual downtime where you're like, I'm just going to sit here and not move?
So we actually take a mandatory break because our coach goes on a like end of the year vacation with his wife every single year. So it's like a mandatory thing. Like when I said I was close to that burnout, that honestly is what saved me from quitting. I'd say was that mandatory December break. And then I came back and I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to lose again. Like this is it. I did lose again, but we don't talk about that. But it was like Voldemort. But it was more like a drive thing. But yeah, we take a mandatory break. And during that break, my parents forced me to do school all day, every day. Worst month of my life.
You don't do it during the year. You wait until the last minute.
I hate school. Okay. And then I literally like reminisce about my videos and I'm like, oh, such good times. But it's mandatory. It sucks.
I like it. I like having that break, because by the end of the break, you're like, okay, I really want to get back into it. It makes you want to do it again. But also, like, you get to catch up on things. Like, you get to catch up on reading and, organizing all your stuff for the next year. And
I just want to point out, I love
stuff.
that you guys read, because literally every military shooting team that we have talked to, because we have the questions at the beginning, like, what's your favorite book? I think one person was like, oh, named an actual book, and everybody else was like, we read manuals. because we have to. Reading is hard.
I love reading. I'm a huge reader, and I read a lot of everything. Of course, I have like mental management books and inspirational books by like Olympians and stuff that I read, and that's more of my research books that I do, and I get ideas on how to make my shooting better. But of course, I like fun books too, like just books that make you, disappear into another world. So I'm always reading 2 books at once. I'm always reading a fun one, and then I'm always reading a research one.
Gotcha.
I read a little bit less than she does. I have a hard time like staying focused long enough to like get through a book. Like I literally I started this book in January, I'm halfway through it, and I have not picked it up since. And I promise you, it's a great book. But like to get myself to focus long enough to like pay attention is really difficult. But like if I find a good book, like Killing Jesus by Bill O'Reilly, 2 days. Done. It's like I literally just read like a madman.
And
like,
she'll never read it again.
And I'll never read it again. Like I tried to once, and I was like, "Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it."
I'm gonna find something that I don't like. It's fine. Just keep it as it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. The only other question that I have, because I remember something that you guys posted on Instagram about your coach. So Glenn Wong, shout out to Glenn Wong. How did he become your coach? Like, how did your relationship begin? How has it progressed? All that.
Yeah.
That's a while.
This is a long time ago. That was
a long story.
That poor man, we aged him so much. I swear he's aged like 100 years because of us. But he looks great.
I did the same thing to Dave. Don't feel bad.
So we actually met Glenn at a ladies' night clinic at our range that we used to hold. Subs used to hold. My mom had a friend. My mom's friend took her out. My girls are like, "Oh," my mom's like, "Our girls would love this." Like that's
shooting handguns because we haven't shot handguns before.
So she took us out, and then like we just kept going back, and then Glenn was like, "Hey, if you girls are like interested in this, like I will be down. Like I'll help you. I'll be your coach. Like I'll guide you." And like that, like, we literally owe our parents and him everything we ever do because he gets up at 4:00 every morning, with or without us. He still gets up at 4. He's crazy. He gets up at 4. We go to practice. We practice for 3 hours every single day except for Fridays, and then we shoot on Saturdays, Sundays. We build matches together. Glenn and I are actually the match directors for the Red Rock Rumble that we're actually putting on in September. It's the first one that I'm actually match directing, but we're a little bumping heads on a little bit, just like has like 2 match directors, 2 chiefs, kind of thing. But we couldn't do it without Glenn. And Glenn, we were so happy when he started up his own training company because he has so much knowledge about the sport that it needs to get out there. And like obviously the originals, Rob Latham, Brian Enos, Ron Avery, like those type of people, everything that everyone else is teaching is the same thing, just said differently. And Glenn has such a great way of saying it that like if one way doesn't work, he says it a different way. And everything that everyone has said about Glenn has been positive. And so we're very happy and we're very proud of Glenn.
Oh, yeah.
He actually won high senior at Two Gun Nationals, his first national title.
Woo!
Fun fact, he's like, I'll go to it like 2 weeks before the match. So then he was like, I need to get everything together, but he did so great. But we're super proud of him and everything he's doing.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, we start out like going once a week, like an hour a day, once a week. And
as
then
much as I could focus.
Next thing we knew, like we were spending 3 hours a day in the morning in the summer. Like he had us all summer, and then the next year all summer again. And then when we quit school, he's like he took us every day.
He's like, okay, we can do it. We can do it.
Yeah.
Like I'm down for doing it every day. And so now like Glenn's our coach, but now like we're at the point now where we're understanding everything what we're doing. And so now we're trying to help Glenn. Like it's like a kind of a mutual, like we shoot and then he'll shoot and then we'll help him. And it's really great. It's a great partnership. We're very happy.
It is. So. It's great. And like he's family to us now. We love him.
We know him so much.
We love him so much.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Well, that's all I had, Dave, unless you got some follow-ups, but yeah.
That's what I've got. So is there anything you guys want to, any last comments or any plugs, anything like that?
Shout out to sponsors, charities, Glenn's wife,
JJ.
JJ, yeah. If you guys want to send a special message to JJ.
Hello, JJ. Come train me, please. Thank you. Yeah, definitely shout out to our sponsors. All of our sponsors on our shirt. Without them, like, this wouldn't be possible.
Mhm.
They support us in our decisions on what we shoot, and they really help us through our gear, everything like that. Our parents, Glenn, our supporters, our fans. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
We have exciting things in the works, and we hope everybody sticks around and
Yes.
watches them. Like, we're so
super
excited with all these new
I
partnerships.
don't even know what we're talking about right now. No, just kidding. Yeah, no, we're super excited. We have some things coming out. We have sponsors. They have some things coming out, so we're super excited to be working with them. I'm excited. Like, we're ready. Let's go. So yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, ladies, thank you for coming on the podcast. Are either of you going to be at Area 8?
Yes, we're actually going to all the area matches this year. We want to try and pull a Christian Seiler in the ladies divisions. So
Okay.
that's our
Well,
goal.
if for some reason I don't see you at Area 8, I will definitely see you at Nationals. And again, thanks for coming on, and you guys have a great career.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you
so
so
much
much.
for
ladies.
having us. Yeah.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Until next time.
Don't be a little bitch.
Yeah.